Hey, what is up, you sexy beasts? GhostSickness Tristan here, and I'm bringing you guys ghostly advice, a weekly advice series that I do, and I'm actually got 4 emails for you guys today. I'm gonna get right into it. Hi Tristan, I'm 17. I've never had a girlfriend or kissed a girl. I'm also a virgin if you didn't guess. I have a lot of friends to hang out with at school, but none of them to hang out with outside of school. No one ever asked me to hang out, go, or do anything. So I end up sitting alone at home and playing video games by myself. I don't know what to do with my life. I've contemplated suicide many times, and I'm seriously thinking about ending my life in the next couple of days. I feel like this is the only way out of my social failure. Any advice would be much appreciated. So bro, I really hope you're still hanging in there to this day. I'm sorry I'm answering this so late. I really don't read a lot of these all the time. Like I just don't check up on them daily. I just come back and read them in bulk and stuff like that. So what I would say to you, man, is I can really relate to this. Not the suicide thing, but the no one wanting to hang outside and mentioning hanging out with you outside of school and kind of taking the first move, taking the first initiative, right? So you have these friends at school, these awesome acquaintances, I would call them, where that you're hanging out with at school and everything's good and you're like, wow, these guys are cool, they like me, they like hanging out with me, but outside of school, it's like we're not even friends anymore. So I don't know if you have contacts, I don't know if you have any of their phone numbers or anything like that, but what I'd say to you is try to get their phone numbers, try to get their contact information, you know, add them on Facebook or something, and then you need to take action. So the thing that sucks about this is people aren't always going to take action. They're not always going to text you first. They're not always going to ask you if they want to hang out. And they may want to hang out with you. They may be like, that's kind of a good idea. But they're not going to really take initiative and be like, hey, bro, we should hang out this weekend. We should do this, that, or the other thing. So I don't know how long this has been going on with your life, but probably a while, I would guess, if you're contemplating suicide at this point. So you're not a social failure. High school isn't a time to be, you know, really invested in just making friends and just being amazing and having the best time of your life. It's just a time to kind of grow up and, yeah, also do that. That's important. But if you're not doing that in high school, it doesn't mean that your life is just going to not go anywhere. It doesn't mean that you're a failure. It doesn't mean that you're just not going to do anything with your life and that you are worded in your email as a social failure. It doesn't mean that. What it means is that it just didn't happen, right? So like I said, you want to take the first charge. You want to take the first initiative and start asking these people for contact information. Be like, hey, are you busy Friday? Do you want to come over? Do you want to hang out? Do you want to do something? And, you know, maybe go to like a weekly social event. Like, let's say there's a football game that's playing at your school this Friday and you want to go to that. Go to the football game. You'll see some of your friends there and just hang out with them and stuff like that. So talk to more people, man. Talk to these guys. Have them introduce you to more friends outside of school. But really, honestly, you just want to hit them up first because they're not always going to, not that they're not always going to pick you first, but it may not be on their top priority list if you're not hitting them up first as well, because then you're kind of in their mind and then they're kind of, you know, familiar with you and they're like, oh yeah, I talk to this guy quite often and yeah, let's go ahead and hang out with this guy, because they don't really know how you act outside of school. So that's what I would do if I were in your shoes. So anyway, I'm going to summarize this email because it's quite long. But anyway, this guy goes to the mall and he doesn't ask out a girl, but he starts talking to some girl, pretty cute girl, and his friends are kind of there and they're just like, oh my god, they're so baffled by him picking up this girl. He gets her phone number, she gets picked up by her mom, and she's like, yeah, text me tomorrow, whatever. So he texts her, and then immediately after, you know, only 2 hours of talking on the first day, pretty much immediately, but why I say immediately because it's the first day, he asks her if she wants to hang out or do something. And he's wondering because he hasn't heard from her since, and they were talking for 2 hours straight, and she's using a lot of smiley faces and stuff, and he thought everything was going great, and he's like, what did he do wrong? And so that's the thing. Women, please, if you're out there, the 10% of you, or the close to 10% of you, okay, so there's probably like 5% girls, and then there's like 5% not girls, but who are registered as girls on there. Anyway, and then 90% guys. What I would say to you is please stop doing that. Please stop not telling guys what they're doing wrong, because yeah, you may be like, oh my god, he should figure it out or stuff like this. No, men should know. You should be like, hey, what did I do wrong? Well, you did this, this, and the other thing. And they'll be like, wow, okay, good. Now that I know what I did wrong, I can fix it instead of just making more problems, doing the same mistake, quote, quote, mistake twice. So girls, please just do me a favor and tell guys what they did wrong. It would mean so much to me. Now, I would say the only thing you did wrong in this is you immediately went for it, right? And I've done this exact same thing, bro, so I really know where you're coming from this email, where you get a girl's phone number, right, from a girl you've never met before, everything you think is good, right? I've done this, and you start talking to her, and then you're like, hey, you want to hang out sometime, want to go on a date, this, that, the other thing, and you just get nothing, or you just get kind of a bullshit excuse, right? So in this situation, bro, you went from immediately not knowing this girl, you talked to her for 5 minutes, and then you texted her for 2 hours. And texting is really not a great platform. Texting is kind of a way to initiate dating, but it's also more of a way to initiate calling, and you really want to talk to this girl on the phone more. I think that's the best way, especially because you just met her, in order to get her to go on a date or, you know, go out with her or something like that. So anyway, try to call her more than just text her, because only texting should be mainly used to, you know, get dates or stuff like that, or just get and arrange phone conversations, and not to do everything with, and people make that mistake a lot. So I would have waited a few days. I would have waited a few days, just a casual conversation. Don't be always available. Don't be always, you know, initiating the conversation. See if she texts you first some of these times, and then try to end the conversations as well. But don't go immediately for the, hey, let's hang out, because you're still a stranger to her, right? You made her laugh. You made her smile and giggle and stuff like that the first time you met her, but she may not know you well enough to kind of want to go on a date with you or hang out with you alone or something like that, right? So that's what I would say for that email. Bro, other than that, you didn't do anything like crucially wrong. When it came to getting her, what the fuck? Email load. When it came to getting her number and everything like that, that was really slick. I'm really glad and happy for you for doing that. But, oh my god. And, yeah, I would just say don't jump right into it. So, this one's going to be a really short email. I'm just going to kind of summarize it. So, or not summarize it, but it's going to be a really short answer. Hi, Tristan, I have a big problem. It's a super big problem. This is a really pressing issue, guys. If we don't get this issue solved, there is going to be major civil conflict, and it's just going to be awful. So, there's this girl. Me and this girl are both 11. I met this girl. Let's call her Emily, and I asked her out. She said yes, blah, 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 obviously, because you're dating. She's a really nice girl. She's great. She has a great personality. We've been dating for almost 3 weeks, and she told me something that blew my mind. She told me that she already lost her virginity. Keep in mind, we're both 11. I have no idea what to do, looking for some help. I've noticed that you only put topics that your older fans relate to. Not always. Since this topic is not the most relatable topic, you might not be able to put this on Ghostly Advice. But they don't always have to be relatable. It just has to be kind of unique or different and maybe relatable, but so other people might be in the situation as well. So I'm going to apply this generally as if you're dating a girl who's not a virgin and you don't really know why or how old she is, if she's 13, if she's not, like, if she's not 14 and she says she's not a virgin, it's not very good, bro. That's really not very good. But the thing is, I don't know if she knows, like, what that is exactly. Like, maybe she popped her hymen, which can happen from just doing stuff, being shaken, not shaken vigorously, but like if you got in a car crash or fell off of a horse or something, you can break your hymen that way, for girls, not for guys. And so it can happen without actually having sex or penetration or anything like that. So she could mean that, or she could mean that she was sexually abused, or she could mean that she actually engaged in sex at a very, very, way too young of an age. Oh my god, I can't fathom that. It's just too gross. Anyway, so yeah, that might have happened. So you might want to talk to her about that, but it's really not a pressing issue. I would not pursue anything sexually with this girl because you're 11. You're 11. Just let that sink in, guys. But yeah, it's not a problem. Definitely not a problem, because just keep your stuff, hand-holding, maybe kissing, just keep it to that, guys. Do what I did at 11. Just keep it to that. Don't be like, yeah, stick my dick in her at 11. Just no. No, no. Just do not do that. Hey, GS, Tristan, I have a problem. I'm smart, and I don't, like, apply myself very often because I don't want to be called a nerd. If you have any idea on keeping high grades without feeling like a nerd, would be helpful. Keep up the good work, man. What the fuck? What the fuck, bro? Why are you so worried about people judging you? Why are you so worried about people being like, oh my god, he's such a nerd, he gets good grades, and he's gonna be successful, and make fun of him? No, that's not how real life works. I'm in this category. I'm a smart guy, and I, not to toot my own horn or anything like that, but, you know, I get good grades, and I apply myself in school, and obviously other things, and what I'd say to you is I don't get shit for it. You know, I don't get shit for, you know, really being a nerd and getting good grades and just, I mean, I get the kind of try hard. I get shit for being a try hard when it comes to stuff like that. But I don't get hate for, like, people are like, oh my god, fucking nerd, you know, spitting on me and stuff like that. It just doesn't happen. So, bro, the thing you need to realize is this is high school. This is something that doesn't really matter unless you apply yourself or something like that, right? The way, okay, how people think of you in high school does not matter. It's like, oh my god, you know, Susie didn't like me sophomore year, and my whole life is totally ruined because of it. I never applied myself and never got good grades. or, you know, went to college or did anything with my life because Susie didn't want me to. It's like, no, it's you do everything for the benefit of you. You may get called a nerd. You may get called a tryhard. You may get this, that, something bad, right? It may happen. But, dude, you're doing this for the benefit of you. Why do you want good grades? Because they help you. Don't do this for other people, and don't not do it for other people as well. Don't worry about being judged or called a nerd or stuff like that. That's just a really dumb reason to not apply yourself, and that just, it's stupid, man. It's stupid. So, what I'd say to you, apply yourself. Don't care what anybody else thinks if you guys are in this guy's shoes. And, yeah, go as hard and as far as you want, and just ignore the haters, bro. Remember the fact that I love you guys. Hope you did enjoy Ghostly Advice. Bye.